Urgent Washington Commanders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Washington Commanders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, everybody! Welcome back to the channel, where we keep you updated on everything happening with your favorite NFL team, the Washington Commanders. Today, we've got some spicy rumors, some intriguing developments, and a lot of speculation swirling around the league, particularly involving the Steelers and a potential trade that could shake things up in the NFC East and beyond. You know, I love diving deep into all the behind-the-scenes action, analyzing what it could mean for the team, and making sense of how this all fits into the bigger picture of a very competitive NFL offseason. Now, before we get into the meat of today's story, I want to remind you guys that the Commanders are coming off a season filled with ups and downs. There's been a lot of chatter about what this team needs to take that next step, how they can improve their roster, and what moves might be coming in the offseason. The key to all of that is understanding the bigger picture, the players, the management, and the strategic moves that could shape the future of this franchise. So, stay tuned because what I'm about to tell you might just be a game changer. But let's start with the current landscape. The Commanders, as you all know, have been in a bit of a flux lately. They've had some promising moments, especially with their young quarterback, Sam Howell, who showed flashes of potential last season. But, at the same time, there's been a lot of questions about consistency, offensive line protection, and whether the team can truly compete at a higher level next year. The coaching staff is under pressure to improve, and the front office is definitely exploring options to enhance the roster, whether through the draft, free agency, or trades. And here's where it gets interesting. Rumors are swirling that the Steelers, a team that's always been known for their savvy moves and shrewd trades, are eyeing a sneaky deal involving a team that's currently embroiled in some drama. The Steelers, as you've seen in recent seasons, are not afraid to make bold moves, especially when it comes to bolstering their roster for a playoff push or even building for the future. They've historically been very strategic, often waiting for the right moment to pounce, and right now, with some chaos in Washington, that could be that moment. So, what's the scoop? Well, insiders and NFL insiders are whispering that Pittsburgh might be eyeing a trade partner that's flying under the radar but could be crucial in their plans. The details are still very much under wraps, and no official confirmation has come out, but sources suggest that the Steelers are exploring options to acquire talent that can fit into their system, either through player swaps or draft picks. The idea is that they want to strengthen specific positions, possibly on defense or offensive line, to make a real run in the AFC next season. Now, why would the Steelers be interested in a team embroiled in some internal issues? Well, that's a great question. Historically, teams sometimes see chaos as an opportunity. If a franchise is dealing with turmoil, be it coaching changes, roster unrest, or even front office shakeups, sometimes they're more willing to part with players at a discounted rate or accept draft picks that can help them rebuild or retool. The Steelers, with their long-standing reputation of smart management, could be looking to capitalize on a situation that's currently turbulent for another team, perhaps even for Washington itself, if rumors about internal conflicts there are true. Speaking of Washington, the Commanders have certainly been in the spotlight lately, not just for their on-field performance but also for some off-field drama. You've probably seen the headlines: ownership issues, coaching changes, rumors about star players being unhappy, and even some internal disagreements that have made headlines across sports media. This kind of environment can create opportunities for other teams, especially those like Pittsburgh, who are always on the lookout for value in the trade market. If a team is dealing with turmoil, it might be more willing to make a deal that benefits the Steelers, perhaps in exchange for a player that fits their needs or a draft pick that can help them build for the future. And let's not forget the strategic angle here. The Steelers are always looking for ways to stay competitive, especially in a division that's as tough as the AFC North. With teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns all vying for supremacy, Pittsburgh needs to stay ahead of the game through smart acquisitions and shrewd moves. If they see an opportunity to add a veteran linebacker, a solid offensive lineman, or even a young player with high upside from the Commanders or another team in turmoil, you can bet they'll explore it thoroughly. Now, the potential trade could involve multiple scenarios. It could be a player-for-player swap, maybe a veteran defensive player going to Pittsburgh in exchange for draft picks or younger talent. Or it could be a package deal involving multiple draft picks, giving the Steelers the flexibility to draft a top-tier player in the upcoming draft. The league has seen this kind of strategic maneuvering many times before, especially in the offseason when teams are trying to reshape their rosters without going over the salary cap or losing valuable assets. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the history of the Steelers' front office. They've always been known for their patience, their ability to evaluate talent beyond just the surface level, and their knack for making trades that turn out to be steals. Think about recent deals like acquiring Minkah Fitzpatrick or trading for Chase Claypool. Those were moves that paid off big time. This pattern of shrewd decision-making makes fans like us keep a close eye on every rumor because, more often than not, they're planting seeds for something bigger. Now, I want to pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. All eyes are on Pittsburgh right now because this potential trade, if it materializes, could shift the power dynamics not just in the AFC North but across the entire league. The Steelers are determined to stay competitive, and with the draft approaching and free agency heating up, every move counts. But beyond just the immediate impact, this kind of trade can send ripples through the league, signaling to everyone that Pittsburgh is not backing down and that they're willing to do whatever it takes to contend again. For Washington fans, this situation is a double-edged sword. On one hand, internal turmoil might make some players more expendable, and the team could be looking to rebuild or reset. On the other hand, losing key pieces or not addressing their issues properly could set them back further. The front office has a lot of tough decisions ahead, especially with the upcoming draft and the need to build a more cohesive, competitive roster. It's a delicate balancing act, trying to develop young talent, managing cap space, and making strategic trades, all at once. And speaking of the Commanders' future, there's a lot to consider. The team's recent draft picks, especially on defense, have shown promise, but they still lack consistency on offense, and that's something they need to fix to make the postseason again. The coaching staff has been experimenting with different schemes, trying to find the right formula to unlock the team's potential. The addition of a new star or even a veteran presence through a trade could make a significant difference, giving the offense more stability or bolstering the defense to create more turnovers. Now, let's look at some key players who could be involved in these potential moves. For Washington, players like Chase Young or Montez Sweat have been the subject of trade rumors in the past, given their high upside but also their injury histories and the team's cap considerations. If a deal involving one of them is on the table, it could be part of a larger package aimed at acquiring draft capital or other players who can help the team right now. Meanwhile, the Steelers could be targeting a specific position, say, an edge rusher or a wide receiver, depending on what their roster needs most. In the broader NFL landscape, this rumored move highlights something important: the offseason is always unpredictable. Teams that seem stable can suddenly become active players in the trade market, and those in turmoil might find themselves making unexpected deals just to stay afloat or to rebuild quickly. The Steelers, with their history of patience and strategic planning, are often at the center of these rumors, and it's no different this year. Fans are watching closely because, in the NFL, a single trade can completely reshape a franchise's fortunes. As we look forward to the next few weeks, all eyes will be on Pittsburgh and Washington. Will a deal materialize? Who will be involved? And most importantly, how will it impact the upcoming season? These are questions that only time will answer, but one thing's for sure, the off-season drama is just heating up, and we're here to keep you updated every step of the way. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this rumored trade? Do you think the Steelers are onto something, or is this just another false alarm? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Commanders. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest news, rumors, and insights. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and we're here to bring you the best analysis and coverage. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Commanders!